All right, everybody, so I took some constructive criticism. Last time I made a Jake brake video, it was a while ago, and it was when I first started the social media stuff, and it was not a very good video. So I'm gonna make a new video talking about the Jake brakes, how they work, how they function, what some of the different stuff on them is called, and a little bit into all that stuff, right? So let's go. All right, so right here we got a partially torn down Series 60 Detroit diesel engine. And if you look up here at the top of it, you can see that you have your camshaft, your injector rocker arm, your valve rocker arms, and on top of all your rocker shafts and rocker arms and everything is your Jake brake housing. Now, a Jake brake is a compression brake, and what a compression brake does is it basically takes away the power stroke of an engine, makes the pistons in the engine coming up compress all that air, and then this guy is designed to make that exhaust valve open, but not on the exhaust stroke. It makes the exhaust valve open on the compression stroke, which releases all of that exhaust out during the compression stroke, right? Releases that air. By doing that, you don't get a power stroke. You end up using the energy as the engine as an energy absorber. Instead of producing power with the power stroke, the power flow that would normally run from an engine back to the wheels, now the wheels are rotating the engine, forcing it to compress air, slowing the whole truck down. The whole point of this whole exercise is to preserve the life of the service brakes of the truck. Now, when it comes to the specific compression brake, which is a Jake brake, it's important to understand by looking right here, if I can get this thing to focus good, there it is, that Jake brake is a specific manufacturer called Jacobs Brake Manufacturing. And there are other compression brakes on the market. The one that comes to mind right now is the Cummins IntaBrake. That is also a compression brake, but the one that's designed like this is a Jake brake. All right, so how does the Jake brake work? First off is the electrical part, which is this solenoid right here. When the driver turns his brakes in the on position and selects a mode like high, medium, low, then what's going to happen is the ECM is going to power these up, and these are basically fluid blockers because this is going to work off of hydraulic oil pressure. When this is not on, when the driver's brake switch is in the off position, oil is not allowed into this housing and nothing happens. But when this is energized by that switch being on and a bunch of other criteria like the clutch position, brake pedal switch, all the other stuff that goes into this, this guy gets energized, it opens up, and it allows oil to flow into this housing, all right? So what happens after the oil flows into the housing is that we have a check valve. You can't see the check valve because it's inside this guy, but there's a check valve in there. So once the oil enters this housing, it cannot exit the same way that it went in. So now what we have to do is find a way to take engine oil pressure, which is going to be relatively low, and bump it way up so that it can do the job we want it to do. That task is performed by the master piston. So right here at each injector rocker arm, you can see that that injector rocker arm, when that cam lobe pushes this arm up, it's going to push this rod into the Jake brake housing. And when that happens, it's going to try to force the oil back the way it came. But remember, we said there's a check valve. So since the oil can't go back the way it came, having this master piston trying to compress it is going to make that oil pressure go way higher than it was before. So to figure out what goes next, we come over here to this side of the engine, and right here we can see the slave piston. This slave piston is going to get pushed down, and it's got a spring in here that pulls it back up. It's going to get pushed down by the oil pressure. And you can see that this slave piston right here is sitting right on top of the exhaust rocker arm. So as soon as that piston goes down, it's popping open that exhaust valve. And it's time to do that on the compression stroke, because remember that whenever this guy is injecting fuel, this thing will start injecting fuel right before top dead center compression and continue to inject fuel toward the end of, or beginning of the power stroke. So this thing is coming up right at the same time that we want to create pressure for this slave piston to go down. So it's timed to work perfectly, right? So that's how it works. It's basically an electric system over a hydraulic system. The mechanical part of it is something that can give you problems as well. If we look up at the top of the brake housing right here, these are adjusting screws for that slave piston. So when you're doing a tune-up on one of these engines, you also got to take you a feeler gauge and you got to adjust the clearance between the brake slave piston and the rocker arm. So you would move this adjusting screw in and out while you feel this with the feeler gauge. You always want to do the brake adjustment on a cylinder last. You don't want to do the brake adjustment first and then try to adjust your exhaust lash, because if you change this lash, this movement here, after you've adjusted the brakes, then you just changed your brake adjustment. So always adjust your brakes last, all right? Another cool feature of these brakes, and this is also true of the Cummins Interbrake, not just this Jake brake, but if we look on the top of this solenoid right here, we see this little button. That button is something that when the engine is running, you can press that button with an electric, you can push that button with a screwdriver or pocket indent. You push that button down. What happens when you push that button down is that you are bypassing the electrical part of this circuit. So I wouldn't even need this wire hooked up to it. I don't know why it's just hanging there. I don't even need this wire hooked up to it to get this thing to work by pushing down on that button. So if I had a customer come in and say, hey, my brakes aren't working right, and I fire it up, push this button down, and I hear those brakes engaging, I'm almost at that point positive that we have an electrical fault, because I bypassed the electrical and it started working. If I pushed this button and it still didn't hear it working, then I would be worried about things like oil restrictions, or probably more likely bad adjustments, crack in the housing causing us to lose oil pressure, things like that. So here you can also see that if we look at this right here, it says rear. So right up here is the front of the engine. This part I've been showing you is the back of the engine, and you can see we got the rocker shafts and the brake housing assembly and everything removed from the front of the engine. But these actually come marked, so you don't put them in the wrong place. And also the other one is going to have a solenoid also. So basically on some of these, when you are determining whether or not you want a high, medium, or low setting, what you're actually doing, if we look at this one, if you had like a high, medium, low might be one solenoid, two might be two solenoids in both brake housings, and then some of them, like the Cummins, you have three solenoids. So it can be variable how many solenoids and how many housings you use. You can see this one is the front one, and it says front, and some genius who didn't know what the word front meant even drew an arrow. So I hope this cleared up a little bit about what a Jake brake housing looks like, what the different parts of the Jake brake housing are, what they do, how they function. If you have any Jake brake questions that I can answer, and please don't give me a long paragraph about my Peterbilt is making weird noises going down hills, because I can't troubleshoot over YouTube or TikTok. It doesn't ever work out for me because it's hard to know what people are talking about. But if it's like, how does this work, or what do you do if this doesn't right? You know, if you got those types of questions, please let me know. Please like and subscribe. Please become a channel member, and I'll start posting more members only videos once I get some more members. But hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys later.